Devin Haney, you know, Conor Ben. Like, there's a lot of fights that like Shakur can like be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, you know, his mark in the, you know, back when, you know, I was helping somewhat mentoring Terrence Crawford. You know, Terrence Crawford surpassed everything I done did and more. Interesting enough, Terrence Crawford mentored Shakur, and Terrence Crawford is on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, he is for sure. But I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford. Yo, Temp Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Yo, guys, I'm getting a lot of requests for, you know, the Keyshawn and Ortiz, you know, break down our thoughts after the fight, post-fight thoughts. I haven't looked at that fight yet. As soon as I look at it, I swear I'll do a breakdown on it. I heard Keyshawn look very, you know, impressive. Also want to do one on Shushu Carrington. But congratulations to both those guys. But man, the reason for this video, Haney might be the guy that can compete and beat you know, Shakur Stevenson. But I would never bet against Shakur, man. I think defensively, I think he's a brilliant boxer. I don't think anybody.
Tim Bradley is sending a serious wake-up call to the lightweight division, and he is not holding back at all. He has delivered a direct warning to Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney, suggesting their time at the top may be coming to an end. Bradley believes the real leader of the division has finally arrived, and he questions whether fear is stopping today's stars from stepping into the ring. This isn't just analysis from Bradley. In his view, it's a clear prediction. According to him, Shakur Stevenson is on his way to taking over everything.
Fights, a couple weeks apart, Shakur and Tank, did it change your assessment about that fight at all? You've always picked Shakur.
Yeah. Yes. It somewhat has, man. And I say he fights the level of competition, you know, and you can say, oh, there's some contradictory going on now, but it just, I still got Shakur, but there is still like, it's like, I can see a path to where Tank can beat him. I can see it. I can see a path in a way that I believe that Tank can catch him and hurt him and knock him out. You know, I'm not gonna give that away. However, I can see the path. I can see a path, man. Well, I could talk about it. I mean, it's the fact that he's not, when you put heat on him, he's so damn defensive that he don't throw punches. There's nothing in return. So you're able to mount an attack on him and let your hands go, and you're not going to receive any counter punches coming back. You know, I think Tank sees that. I think Tank knows that. So as long as those counters don't come, Tank's gonna be in there. You know, as long as he's not willing to risk getting caught, Tank's gonna be in the fight. Period. And if he starts moving back on his bicycle and Tank's coming forward, Tank gonna be the aggressor. That's what's gonna happen. So I can see Tank actually winning the fight now when I thought that he couldn't, on the scorecards, and not knocking out Shakur because of this. You know?
The strongest part of Bradley's breakdown focuses on Gervonta "Tank" Davis. For years, Tank has been seen as the biggest name in the sport, the main attraction, and the fighter with all the control. Bradley completely challenges that idea, describing Tank as someone who still has major questions to answer despite his success. It's a tough assessment, but Bradley believes there is a reason behind it. He suggests Tank's career has been carefully managed to avoid risky matchups against highly skilled boxers who could expose weaknesses. Bradley is no longer convinced by the money fight explanation. He believes the concern is not about getting hurt, but about being outboxed. Many fans online think Tank may be waiting, hoping Shakur slows down or moves up in weight, because a fight with Shakur could reveal problems that power alone cannot.
And Al probably told Gervonta Davis, man, you don't need that guy, Shakur Stevenson, man.
You don't need that guy. Hey, look, I told Spence he didn't need Crawford. Now, you disobey me. You saw what happened. You saw what happened with Spence. Now, you disobey me. Now, I'm not saying he's going to knock out. I'm not saying he's going to knock out. Shakur going to knock out Tank. But Shakur can beat him. And Al, PBC know that. They know it. You know, so I think what Tank is doing, he's listening to what he's been told to him. He listening. I don't think it's a thing of him being afraid, man. I don't think it's a guy being afraid, man. You know, I hear a lot of people, you know, talking about the zestiness of Tank. And, you know, on another note, I hear him talking about the zestiness. And, you know, I saw the little purse he had, and I saw the, you know, the little nail polish and stuff he had. You know what I'm saying? I see all of that. Oh, yeah. But look. Dennis Rodman, one of the coldest brothers on the planet. Coldest. Crazy as all hell. Straight nut. You know what I'm saying? He'll bang you and your girlfriend or your wife.
The situation with Devin Haney is viewed differently. While Tank is accused of avoiding certain fights, Haney is being seen as falling short in comparison. Many experts recognize Haney as a very skilled and disciplined boxer. However, Bradley believes there is a limit to Haney's game that does not exist for Shakur Stevenson. When discussing possible matchups, Bradley was clear that he sees both Tank and Shakur having the edge over Haney. This leaves Haney in a difficult spot, with titles and achievements, but without the same level of uncertainty around him. According to Bradley, the difference is control and mastery. Shakur's defense, ring awareness, and decision-making are on another level. Haney has shown toughness, but he has also shown vulnerability, while Shakur remains a puzzle.
But what would like a Devin and Shakur fight look like? You know, you got Shakur and Tio possibly fighting. I mean, it seems like now is the time for these guys to finally get in the ring.
Yes, it is. And, you know, off the rip, I'm just going to let y'all know right now, I would never bet against Shakur Stevenson. I'm letting y'all know off the rip, you know. Haney might be the guy that can compete and beat you know, Shakur Stevenson, but I would never bet against Shakur, man. I think defensively, I think he's a brilliant boxer. I don't think anybody can outthink him. Or outposition him, man. You know, I just think he's just too slick, too hard to really hard to figure out. So, but yeah, hey, that's why we do the fights, right? That's why we do the fights. I said that, right? I said that Norman can beat Haney, and Haney went in there and, you know, did his thing against him. So, you know, just because I said don't mean it's true.